Begging your pardon, miss, but did you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Castarium. Word has it that Yulmar dispatched his military to Lickland. Given the timing, one can only assume they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the Oculus, deliberating a response. Hail, sinner. Let this old woman impose upon you to travel to Fort Job in her stead. My son, Chadwick, is with the guard up there, and have a small package for him that wants delivery. I go myself with my knees, simply aren't up to the task. You have business with the Crest Dogs? Just say the word and we'll be happy to escort you to the outpost.
You are come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft, here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish. Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmore's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmore chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmore has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Luxon Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
I'm sorry. Generations of Minfilias?
Ah, of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right. Though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
Minfilia has indeed been captured. I dare say we will see another familiar face in Ellen. But first things first, pray seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. We will continue to watch the Yulmorans. Whatever you think Moren's going to talk about Minfilia and what you're expecting, just trust me. It seems an age since we bade Minfilia farewell. Yes, after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are all on loan at present, experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you should learn about the Oracle of Light. Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is, while I attend to them, perhaps you can fetch me a book, The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter, and the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say. For while there is a place for everything here, not everything is always in its place, despite my best efforts. In short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. How goes the search? Remember, it's always in the last place you look. No luck as yet. there a step ladder we could borrow? Have you found the book? Yes, this is the one. Hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. I'm happy to say I finished all my present tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning alphabets. Without further ado then, it began 100 years ago, when the flood of life threatened to swallow Novrand. Does that all seem lost? A savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance. A maiden with hair spun gold and eyes clear as sapphire. Not was known about her save their name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm she became to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When the Sea Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Volbert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One of her hair spun gold and eyes of clear sapphires. She was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came likewise to be called Minfilia. Enlisting the Yomoran army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sea Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with a dying breath, she whispered into the grieving comrades, Minfilia will return. And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eye, self-same hair, and the self-same powers. She too took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Yulmore, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Novrand on numerous occasions. And were it not for them, they might never have learned the light word from their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some perhaps. The truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All the Minfilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignoring the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves into training, others did not. But all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by Yomoran army some 10 years ago and taken into their care. Or rather, their custody. She was a prisoner all in but name. By that time, under Lord Vother's rule, Yulmore had already abandoned its existence in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was under Yulmore's best interest for her to remain under their control. But then, 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from the clutches, just like the hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe now we have a good grasp of the Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Warren. Might have trouble with you for words, Sarah. Outside. This seems like a suitable place for a chat. As you've already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Hydaelyn's emissary to halt the flood of light. It can only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the women we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they're not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking about your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. It just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear this Minfilia possesses Hydaelyn's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, Sarah? Quite. I see you've made up your minds. Exactly, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Yamoran forces at Laxon Loft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain that they will be moved to Yamoran ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you trust this undertaking to us, the people of Castaria. Trust Minfilia's rescue to the people of the Castarium? Alright then. Let's hear what the Exarch has to say.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. "'Twas not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you." My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrand deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmor's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmor's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Yulmor wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air. Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. See to your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
The people of Crystarium have initiative. I respect that. Though our hosts have offered to take the lead, we shall have a part to play. Let's see let's see that we play it well. Many here have a place in our heart for Minfilia. We must ensure this mission succeeds, for all their sakes. So, you will be joining the guard. But however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you will receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Where's your salute, soldier? Better. More spirited than the Exarch's people's attempts, certainly. Now, first things first, you will need uniforms. Go to the crystalline mean and report to Katniss. She will see you measured and fitted. Get that emote. I don't see a uniform. Report to Katniss. Ah, there's the last one. Your friends are being measured as they speak. Right this way. We'll see to you that you look as your dashing best for your first outing. Done, are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. Let's see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain. I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's ready fit, but we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Very well. Let's see to it, and have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take this opportunity to brief you on the mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amaro to scatter dream powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Our safe liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided wherever possible. I assume we're to be part of said unit. Correct. The unit will be divided into two contingents, one deploying from Fort Job and the other from the Hostile Imperative. You and Alphino will join the former. Sarah, in the meantime, will join the latter with me. Before you proceed with your positions, you are to report to Shesamil at the Secretaries. She will issue you a serum to ward off the effects of the dream powder. We shall be on our way then. Take care, my friend, and we will see you in the field. It is quite far to the Imperative, so you make use of the ammo from the rookery. After you have collected the serum, of course. Yes, sweetie. Is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard came for your drama. Here you go. A dose of this will keep your family in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you. It's bitter as sin. Princess kiss, they call it. But if you ask me, it should be the crone's kiss. Cheats, just aside, this stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow. But if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to dreamland yourself. So I must let you guys drink it here and now while I watch. Come on. Give the old crone a kiss. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you'd even enjoyed it. Now you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have care you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. Detour. Package. Oh, for Mother. Everyone will be so pleased. Last letter mentioned how distraught she was to hear that the members of the guard have given their lives to Elminster Switch, and how touched so many more risk themselves to protect it. Of course she would be. Our whole family was from there after all. Except she wanted to express her feelings by preparing food for us. She does that. Wait a moment. You were at Elminster Switch too, weren't you? I saw you on the front lines. I knew it. I don't think I could ever forget the sight of you, facing down eater after eater without ever once flinching. It's not just me. You're an inspiration to us all. Here's an idea. What if you pass these out to the rest of the guard? I'm sure they'll be awestruck. Frank, thanks. For this, of course, but also for the battle. Remember you well. Though we lost many, it would have been many more without your aid. Ah, food. Thank you. And may I just say, it is a true honor to have you here. Your bravery on the field will not soon be forgotten. Wicked White, you're her. This way. You were there in the middle of it all, strong as 100 men, bulwark against the tide of eaters that threatened to overwhelm us. Now you've brought me a sandwich. Catheric's mother made these. That's the best news I've had in days. Her cooking's excellent. Oh, sorry we couldn't save her their home. At least the whole family made it out alive. Pleased were they. I expected as much. Apologize to ask such a trifling task of you, but we lost a lot of people on the battlefield. Anything that might raise morale is well worth trying. And I thought if they admired you even as half as much as I do, well. Any case, you have my sincerest gratitude. I save my favorite portion of the food for you, so please take it on. Here we are, our proving grounds. You need only slay a beast of suitable ferocity with my very eyes before you necessarily need bait to the one of hiding. Oh my lord, got your package here. Well done, my good man. And here's your payment. Oh, this debating question. Easier to have it delivered than to take a detour and pick it up myself. Rather more efficient as well. Time is money. Now then, you only need to place it in the open and slay whatever comes to claim it. I cannot imagine it will take long for something to come hither. Fantastic. I knew I was not wrong about you. Come, let us return to the Crystarium at once. Congratulations on the kill well made, my good woman. I dare say this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Let us commemorate the occasion with a feast. Eat, drink, and be merry. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? My compliments to the shelf. Another helping? No? Are you sure? Really, it's no bother. Oh, very well. I should like to return to our earlier discussion, that of the virtue I've engaged you to hunt with me. Andrea was her name, and she roams Northrend under the guise of Renda Ray, fallen warrior of light and renowned hunter of Eld. She's the most elusive eater who has been sighted in every corner of the realm. Though her movements are unpredictable, she's often been witnessed pursuing and slaying extraordinary dangerous beasts. I can well imagine the question forming in your head. Why not leave her be? If anything, is she not aiding local communities in after fashion? Alas, no, for the beasts she slays rise anew as eaters, which pose even greater threats to the small folk. So you see, this one wretched sin eater is in truth sowing untold chaos by carrying on as she does, unleashing more of her kind and on suspecting towns and villages all across Northrend. Only you and I can stop her. So she was a warrior of light. Huh, nothing to ask. But never mind all that. Whether or not they were heroes or villains or whatever 100 years ago doesn't matter to me. The simple truth is, Renda Ray is the greatest hunter who ever lived, and beating her at her own game would be an amazing feat, don't you think? And regardless if the warriors of light were before they became Saint Eaters, that's what they are now. So we'd be doing the folks a favor by killing one. Well, what say you, friend? Will you hunt Andrea with me? With pleasure. So begins our formal partnership. Ah, I can see it now. You and me in the heat of battle, fighting side by side. The picture of courage and camaraderie is going to be grand. Naturally, it will take us time to study and understand our prey. Eaters can behave in strange and inexplicable ways, particularly powerful ones like Andrea. Been doing my best to get inside her head, to think like a hunter, but it's easier said than done. Anyway, as soon as I've determined where we ought to begin our search, I will inform you at once. Oh, it's a reward lacking. My apologies. Next time I will see to that you receive rather more substantial compensation. Oh, it's you. It's really you. You actually came. I mean, never mind. Emma, you're here to hunt Andrea with me, yes? Of course you are. Why else would you be here? Why didn't you know one of Highlands should be returning with new information any moment now? Greetings, my lord. I am pleased to report that Andrea was recently sighted in the MRA. In his vicinity of Samuel's backbone, it would seem. Apparently, there was a right vicious spider that was giving folks some trouble. Now that's been turned, it's about a dozen times worse. They'd be grateful for any assistance. I see. Well done, my friend. Your payment as promised. Those details? Why bother going on about infesting the small folk who are news when you can employ others to do it for you? Better to devote our precious time to rather more important matters, I see. And owing to my winning strategy, we may not depart for Amorang and the delightfully named Samuel's back. In pursuing the spider, we may yet find its maker. What do you require? An Amaro to take you to the Imperial, eh? If you would like to oblige, our Alamancer reserve the coming operation. I fear you all to by foot. But wait, there might be another way, assuming you're willing to lend a hand. Ooh, I can die it too. Nice. Okay. Real quick. We're about to deliver an Amaro to Radishka's around one of the locations whence the beast will fly for the operation. Tara lies along the route to the Imperative. Near enough is good enough for you. You may make the delivery my stay. Very well. I shall ready the Amaro for departure at once. Radishka's round is to the north and west. You can take the road or you can fly, it's up to you. Upon arriving, make yourself known to the sentry and she will give you further instructions. If you come separated from the Amaro, worry not, the beast are trained return to the that is all. Go well. Oh, you're delivering the Amaro to us? I'm afraid there's been a change of plans. We already have all the beasts we require here. Instead, this one is to go to the Imperative to the west. Please see to the hand on duty, Saley Van Tail. If you do can't tell along the path, return here and I'll set you rightwise. Ah, the loss of the animal. My thanks, friend. Leave the beast with me. Say, I don't believe I know you. Did you join the guard recently? Ah, so that is the way of it. Well, you managed to arrive, and that's all that matters in the end. Bid you welcome to the Hostile Imperative, one of our key strongholds in Lakeland. First thing you want to do is report to the captain. You'll find her at the lookout across the way. Yes. So, it seems that rather than the Amaro delivering you, you delivered the Amaro. I'll not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. In readiness for the operation, Yamaro will need to be treated with the same serum as us. As you well know, however, it is not pleasant. In order to coax them into taking it, you have sprinkled it onto their fodder. All that remains is to feed it to them. A task I'm sure you will enjoy. Fetch the fodder from the Amaro launch and see to it for the beast. Dismissed. Damn it all. Can't afford to lose another. Ho there, friend. Why don't you lend me your aid? One of my best men has yet to return from his patrol and I fear the worst. As you can see, his Emerald has made it back safely, but my man is nowhere to be found. Can you search for him in my stead? I'll go myself, I can't well by end of my post. What a beast. What do you think you're... Actually, I suppose. But wait. You think he's gone back for his rider? Sort of trouble, friend, but do you think you can follow that Emerald for us? A scaly brute might be our best chance of finding our man. Take the self with you. I reckon there's a good chance he's out there, too wounded to make his way back. Ho there! If you're not otherwise occupied at the moment, how's about lending me a hand or two? They've got me on repair duty, and what with the sorry ship this place is in, it's definitely not a one-man job. Simple enough task. Take this here pail of mortar, find a couple of spots where the walls are looking ragged, and happily apply a healthy dab. Thanks, friend. Without our ranks as thin as they are, we need all the help we can get. Still further up. Okay. I saw you're hard at work out there, friend. Rest easy tonight knowing that some of the ugliest patches on our walls are looking good as new. Are you familiar with the history of the Imperial Christians? It was built nigh on a century ago by the elves who ruled Lakeland in those days. After the flood, it served as one of their bastions of defense against the Sinians. Yes, this force taking his fair share of beatings, but still installed to this day, watching over and protecting his town and his people. His job to keep it standing. Material and manpower shortages beat it. Of course, we couldn't do it without the generous efforts of volunteers like you. I reckon you'll have a real time for repairs. Mayhap I can interest you in joining the Guard as a full-time wall mender. Ha, jest, of course. I've already taken enough of your time today. Thank you, friend, and be careful out there. Hold it right there, Greenhorn. If you think you can just stroll right past your senior without asking how you might aid me in my duties, you have another thing coming. Just so happens I have a task for you to perform. There's a supply order that must be delivered to Means at Radiska's Round. We are to take it to him, and do so with all speed. Yeah, matter of effect. Good. The The rest have already been dosed, so we need not fear any of our mounts succumbing to the dream battle. All units are now entered in the final stages of the preparations. The time is 9. Make ready and await deployment atop the main watchtower. I will send you a uniform as soon as it arrives. That's all. He smiled, and next smile upon us all. No. Thank you, friend. When the beast knocked me from my mount, I thought it was ended for me for sure. However, did you know where to look? My mount led you to me? You don't say. I apologize, my little fellow. Here I thought you ran off in fear of my foe, but it turns out you were looking for help the whole time. Can you forgive me for doubting you? I'd best head back to the Imperative and let everyone know I'm alright. Thank you, my friend. You saved my life today. Well met, Trev. What brings you to our outpost this day? Spy order from Tiana at the hostile Imperative? Pray, why, pray tell, are you delivering this and not one of our own men? That's what I'd like to know. Mistaken for a new recruit, you say? You really should make a point to clarify the situation next time. Not that I don't appreciate your service, of course, but Tiana has a reputation of running roughshod over everyone she can. I'm loath to impose upon you any further. You can be returning the Imperative regardless. I was hoping you might trouble you to deliver the supplies Tiana has requested. I'm afraid the recent senior attacks have left us rather short. In just a short while to prepare the materials for delivery. I invite you to make yourself comfortable while you wait. Not that there's much wind in the way even determining here. It is a military outpost after all. Perhaps you can converse with the soldiers. Be sure to raise our spirits. And you just might glean some useful information out of them. Hail there, friend. Say, have you ever wondered how Radiscus round got its name? Wait, don't answer that. I have a mind to tell you anyway. Radiscus was a guardman in the early days, one of our best and bravest, as the records tell. They say he gave his life holding off a horde of sin eaters just long enough to our group of refugees to flee to safety. The body of this hero was discovered right here at this tower, and ever since has a name in his honor. Makes a man proud to serve, I say. Traveler? Ha! You know, I want to pick this place for leisurely excursion. Me, I can think of 100 places I'd rather be. Since you were kind enough to grace us with the company, why don't I tell you all about this place? Radiscus Round was built from the ruins of an old bell. More peaceful days, this clarion call would ring out through the lakeland and pronounce the time of day. This is the flood, however, the bell serves the purpose form of grim, warning residents of lakeland of sin eater attacks. Oh, would that day return when spring will bring all joy and not. Oh there, stranger. We don't get many travelers in these parts. What do you think of the round? She's an odd one as far as parts go, wouldn't you say? Truth is, what you see today is actually the ruins of a larger structure built over a century ago. Took over what was left and converted it into the lookout tower of sorts to give it service in our struggle against the sin eaters. Seeing as how it stands at a major fork in the high road, the location's rather ideal, you see. You can see threats coming in from realms away and send out the patrols to deal with it before they get too close. Of course, it gets kind of lonely all the way out here, but what can you do? Okay. There you are, friend. Do my men have anything to interest you, say? In the event, I hope your stay here was not overly tiresome. I'm pleased to inform you that the embryo materials have been packed up and are ready for delivery. Before that, though, please allow me to compensate you for your service. Just you're ready to depart, your man Rotash has ready the supplies to deliver the imperative, so pray speak to him before you take the road. Once again, you have my gratitude. Oh, hello there. I take it you're the good-natured dude, kindly traveler who's agreed to lug this hefty crate of supplies all the way to bleeding the Allstone Fair. Well, here are the goods. Just aside, do us a great service. Fortunately, when a merchant caravan on Meringue decided swordsman had around for a spell. If you're able to restock all manner of supplies, you'd be short on for months. That's how the supply chain works in these parts. Caravans pass through, bound from far-flung locales. We stock the supplies as best we can, and we ship them out to outposts across Lakeland. Of course, we don't always have enough free hands to make the deliveries. That's why we're most obligated to the candidates and strangers like yourself. Anyhow, I won't keep you no longer, except from the road friend. There you are. I was hoping you would return that so I could probably express my gratitude. I'd be happy to know, as I would, that my man safely returned to the Imperial. Those armor can be stubborn brutes at times, but times like this make a man appreciate what loyal companions they truly are. Say this one's earned himself some extra feed for dinner today. Excellent. Ah, you're back, Greenhorn. What's that you have with you? Fresh creative surprise. Perhaps not so useless after all. Actually, I have an apology to make. While you were away, my commanding officer informed me that not only you're not a Greenhorn, you're not even a member of the Guard. Suppose I should be able to tell by your unconventional garb. Anyway, rest out assured that I've got good tongue lashing from my presumptions. Won't let it happen again. That said, I am most grateful for your service. You're a damn sight more useful than half the men here. Perhaps you can join us someday. In the meantime, I've been instructed to pass along your reward. Don't be a stranger. Oh, maybe not.